Yes guys, it's Nearly Last and welcome. In this video what we're going to be doing is another guys and tips video. This time guys we're going to be concentrating on the game mode team deathmatch, and we're going to be using the new DLC map Splash Park. Now let's just start off with this first lane of traffic where we are at number 1, and the enemy team there are going to be spawning over number 2. If you're going to be going in the other direction, they're going to be spawning there at number 3 instead. But one thing I would say definitely is straight away at the start of any particular match, or maybe even during the match as well, is getting caught out in this kind of location. The thing is, straight away, once you shoot someone and you down them, they're either then going to be starting to respawn at number 2 or number 3, and they know exactly where you are, can get you caught out in a nice long line of sight. But this kind of area is straight away by far my most favorite part of the map when I'm playing team deathmatch. Now once you can get up into this kind of area, it's absolutely fantastic. Straight away, as you can see, there's lots of room for cover, there's lots of corners to actually sneak into, and it does work extremely well. So as you can see, number 1 coming up there. Now that's going to be the enemy spawn point as soon as they start, my teammates, sorry, start pushing forward. Now what we're going to do is going to control that. As you're looking on the map on that particular side, there's lots of little rooms, there's lots of little different corridors that you can actually hide in. Then my teammates are then going to be spawned up there onto number 2. Now once they're up there, I know the enemy teammates are all being spawned all around me. Now I can use that straight away to my advantage. As you're seeing straight now, I can just take out a couple of people, circle around. I know all the enemy teammates are going to be spawned up in this kind of location somewhere. I'm using dead silence and awareness at the same time, so I can just try and help me locate people, take another enemy out straight away. I can take one out there. So this is the best part, but this is the worst part I find straight away, is this one. As you see in location number 1, this is the center of the map. This is where you can get very easily caught out straight away, and I don't like to actually use this part of the map playing team deathmatch. As you can see, this is the lookout from the tunnel. You got location 1, 2, 3, straight away. These are all different points, someone coming up out of the water and everything else, so that people can actually catch you out on. And if people love camping in that little room, and also that walkway there, people can come along there as well. Here you're firing up in that little tunnel. Then we've got this section as well. Now you've got number 1, you can see someone camping in the window. Got number 2 and number 3 as well if you're coming through the other way. So this is quite a built up kind of area, and especially with the glitch they've got going on at the moment, it's quite annoying. But straight away, you know, if you're coming out here, there's so many different ways, there's so many people camping, it's just really not worth your while. So I tend to stay away from it, so I'll drop back down into this kind of area. Now I'm going to use this as cover. As you can see, coming up through here now, there's plenty of little points of cover that you can drop in and hide along behind the way without having to worry about just being too exposed by jumping out into that kind of little space there into the middle. Now moving on straight away. Now we're going to concentrate on number 1, this location now at the lane at the top. Now as we know, this is a bit out by the sea. You got the old wooden houses as you're seeing now. What you got to be in mind for a little bit with this particular map is location number 1 there, and also location number 2. Now that's the little side entrance then to actually get into the center of the map where people love to actually camp out. So you can use these kind of walkways and these little huts to actually use them to your advantage. That way you're going to try and then use that all as cover. Straight away this is going to highlight my point. Now I've used my vision pulse, there's someone in there straight away, going to come in here, I'm going to be able to take him out. So people tend to love to be in there, so you will find quite a few people circling around. But once you get up into there, as you're seeing on your screen now, point number 1 there. Now once you start pushing onto there, now we're getting into the enemy spawn. So you got to watch people coming from number 1, and number 2 is going to be even harder because you're not being able to see quite where they're coming from. So this is where you want to be using your awareness and everything to the best of your ability. But once we start now pushing on through here, what I would suggest straight away is coming through the house. Don't come out too far in the open. If you feel quite confident jumping through just like that there, you're going to be able to take someone out straight away. But now we're going to concentrate on the last area. Now this is the last major spawn location. This is the where everyone spawns, right at the back of the map straight away. And then we're going to move on to here. Now people can either go into this particular little doorway there at number 1, or they're going to go for number 2. That's going to take you down into that little swimming lake, or 3, exactly where we've just been coming from. Now out here is a lot more open compared to the other side, so I don't particularly like this side because you're a lot more exposed. You can drop into this kind of area as you're seeing at the moment. Now this does work out quite nicely, but still, once again, it's not quite as effective. And like, this is the little lane, as you can see, what we used before as I was trying to show you, and it doesn't for me work too well. I'm not really too keen on this kind of side. I definitely prefer it on the other side. It gives you a lot more advantage and a lot more options straight away to be able to use. So like I say, guys, if you're going to be playing on Splash Park and going to be playing on TDM, try and control this kind of location straight away. If you can hold down this kind of area, wait for your teammates, like I say, to push on to the enemy spawn, let them do all that work, sit back here. All those enemy teammates are going to be able to spawn around you. I would suggest with your class setup, stick awareness on. I know it has been nerfed, but if you're sticking it on with, dead silence and things like that, you are still going to be able to just about hear the enemies, and it's going to give you a greater advantage. And I would suggest also running with some form of SMG if you particularly like to use that kind of gun, or if you're going to be going with an assault rifle, I would say like the HVK-30. I mean, that's fantastic at close range, maybe a KN-44 or something like that as well. But this is just my little rundown and guides video on the map Splash Park for TDM. I hope you found all these little tips useful. Like I say, guys, try and keep away from the center map for TDM, because you don't really need to be worrying about it. You can just flank around these kind of areas and just take the enemies out quite easily. But anyway, guys, coming up on my screen now is my subscribe button. If you'd love to jump on that, it'd be absolutely amazing. But also, guys, if you could drop a like on this video and support my channel, it'd be even better. This is Nearly Last, and I'll catch you later.